Hey, hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday. I have had a Monday. I'm done with Monday. It was one of those kind of days. I had a Monday. Yes. Anyway, once again, I am streaming after walking in the house about 15 minutes ago. It seems to be if we go into town, it just seems so unlikely we are going to get home in time of what I want to do. But I am streaming a half hour early. um, I had said 7 on the schedule, and I am streaming a half hour early, and it's purely uh, selfish because I want to get off at 8:30 so I can watch my Pittsburgh Steelers play football. Go Steelers! Yeah, well, you got to be a fan no matter what they do. Whatever the team does. So yeah, I want to watch that tonight. I know I could record it, but I decided that I would go ahead and start early, and I may even end at 8 o'clock. We ate a kind of a light lunch while we were out. It wasn't intentionally light. We went to an Irish restaurant that we used to go to all the time. Not all the time, but it was, if we're in that end of town, and it a lot of times if it was nice outside because they had a really great patio, that's where we would go. And then they changed hands. They are still Irish. It's called the Raven now, and unfortunately it's just not quite the food like we like. We aren't really there for the Irish food. We're more there for the pub food. But we found sandwiches for lunch, and I have a feeling I'm going to need my supper while I'm watching TV. So anyway, let's see, what else can I tell you? In town, took care of mailing a package I needed to mail, and we got groceries again and again. It was wall to wall people. It was halfway empty shelves, and all of the deals were gone. I mean, whatever was a special, they had nothing of. They just didn't bother to put any more up. I was there for probably a very, very small shopping considering what I usually buy and usually do. But hubby was buying groceries to take over to his brother's house. So, we were, not only that, there were no carts. I mean, a very helpful, sweet lady who was a customer gathered up and brought in 5 carts, right? So she could have a cart, and she gave out those of us that were standing there waiting for the guy who was trucking in with the thing that pushes the cart at an incredibly slow pace. And I was like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. But we had to share carts. Do you ever share a cart with somebody when you're grocery shopping? Like, okay, you keep that on your side. That's my side. It's not easy to do. These carts are made to just stack and put everything in, and that's the way I usually shop. But we worked it out. We worked it out and got everything, and took that food over to his brother's house. Ate lunch, and then we had the joy of playing husband's gas game. Okay, most of us play video games, right? We're very happy shooting things up or playing cards or whatever, building worlds. No, his thing is, if the gas is changing that day and the gas stations are all at $3.20 a gallon, like they were showing, but there's a gas station here and there that has been $2.80 something, we're going to go find that gas station. So we have one that we routinely go to on our way home anyway, and he said, let's go check that out. And unknown to us, we had forgotten that we had done this before. right before Christmas, I think, whenever we needed gas last. We had gone to that gas station and it was closed. No explanation, nothing. It's just, we're closed. Lights on, music playing at the pumps. You know how they do with the ads and everything. Exactly like they just walked out and nobody ever came back. And it looked empty when I got in there. Nobody, and I pulled in the gas pump and he tried to use the pump. We didn't even think about it. He tried to use the pump and it said pay inside. And he went up to inside and he went up to the door and it's closed again. Same way. Music playing, it's like a black hole for people. I have no idea what's going on, but we felt really dumb because we had done it a week ago when we got that other gas. So we get back up on the freeway and drive to another part of town that's relatively close, to our house. It's like our house is over here and we were over at this one side, but you can go over on this side and still be about the same distance from our house. And we went to there and we were going to go to a Kroger's and use their discount. We get 10 cents for every $100 that you spend at the previous month. And Kroger's is $3.20, $3.19, Across the street, it's $2.85. So, drive through Kroger's, come out to the light, wait for the light, go across the street, go in there, and I was just holding my breath. He pumps the gas for me. I was just holding my breath that it's going to come up and say, sorry, we're closed. Sorry, it's really 3:30. He got it. He got it for $2.86. So like I said, that's his game. That's his game. Drive all over town to find. Not really. We purposely did it, right? So it is now going on, 20 till 6 o'clock or something like that. And he says, we missed that. Today's that last day for that Starbucks deal. He says, there's a Starbucks down. I said, there's a Starbucks way down this road, and I am not going to do that. I don't care how many stars they're going to give us. No, we're done. We're going home. I was like, I have had it. So, anyway, it was a wonderful, wonderful Monday. Let's not do that again. Seems like every time we go do errands, though, it's just like a hassle. So I'm going to quietly spin for a while. And then, look back there. Yeah, that's brand new. I got more fiber. And guess who it's from? Anyway, I'll show that later when I want to take a spinning break. But right now, I just need to get my head around something really soothing and relaxing. And that's pink acrylic. I did turn off the light that was glaring on it, but the overhead is still washing it out. I can see a little bit more pink there. See, this is not pink. This has got greens and all that. I can see a little more pink there. But I wanted to see, and I think if I turn out the overhead, you're not going to see me at all, right? So we're just going to live with this. I would love to finish this today. So, excuse me. I used to be able to, when I was using the big mic, I had so much trouble with it because it was very directional. If I turned my head away at all, my voice was constantly going up and down. So I went to this mic. I don't know how to mute it. I wonder, let me see if that's a setting here. Is this the mic? Yeah, that's the mic. Okay. Nope. That is. Oh, I see it. Okay. Yeah, I see a mute button there. I can mute it. I need to do that if I cough. Man, I got nothing done at home today. That's alright. At this point, I don't know of any plans to go out for quite a while. Shoot, that didn't work. Too thick. Oh, I know what. The whole reason we went in town today is because hubby had a CT, and it's just a follow up. I mean, it's something that they monitor every 6 months for him. That was why we went into town, so we did that first. I will clear my throat like that. And my husband will say, "What'd you say?" uh, he says I mumble all the time. I probably do some. I talk to myself, and he probably thinks I'm talking to him too. I know that happens, and so that is an undertone. It's not directly out loud to him, but it's like I clear my throat, and he says, "What'd you say?" tell you what, I think spinning does wonderful things for my blood pressure. Who needs yoga? Oops, that wasn't what I wanted. The right one up here. Oh, it is the right one. I have something to talk about from the cruise that I'm not exactly sure where I'm going with this or what this is all about, but I do journal during the cruise. I keep track of whatever, right? Where we've been, what we did, sometimes the food. But anyway, in the process of writing that journal one day, it hit me. I was talking about there never being spoons in the silverware. They always bring them when you need a spoon. So when we would order a pot of coffee in the morning with cream and sugar, we would get a sugar spoon, not a teaspoon, not a regular spoon, but the appropriate sugar spoon, which is really funny because the sugar was in packets, but at least it was something to stir. Well, hubby likes to go get coffee, and there's and so he started sticking these spoons in various places in the cabin to kind of hide them so that the cleaning people, the steward, wouldn't take them away. And a lot of times they'd find them, right? And it was this game really about where to put the spoon so he would have it during the day, because there were never spoons around. The coffee pots that are here and there, they had stir sticks, and you catch my drift. He wanted to keep that spoon and have it usable. And I'm writing this, and I'm using the term spoons. It's like we never have enough spoons. And I'm like, oh my God, is that where that phrase came from? Because spoons are never used as utensils. unless you absolutely need them. Or is it, I don't know. I don't know where the phrase not enough spoons came from, but it definitely had like a connection with the way I would say a non US society looks at spoons. They are not really essential. You have a knife and fork, sometimes two knives and two forks. But if you order a glass or something that needs to be stirred, they'll give you a spoon. So I don't know what connection that has. But I was like, huh, I think there's a connection there somewhere. They always provided in the buffet area where you could go to get any meal really, and sometimes in between meals. At the table, they had a little wire basket that had a cloth napkin, and the cloth napkin wrapped a fork and knife, but it never had a spoon in it. And a lot of times we're used to eating with a spoon, and it's not really considered spoonable food. We'd have to go get a spoon. They would put spoons out by the ice cream machine, or by the ice cream dipper person. They would put spoons out by the soup, right? It was just like, spoons aren't really essential. So why did we turn that around to where spoons are very essential? You got to have the spoons to do it. There you go. That's my meditation for today. And is that why people only collect spoons? They don't collect forks and knives? I have a little spoon collection. Of course, they're souvenir spoons, but I had something else, something that I bought as a souvenir at the last port we were at, and it was a thimble, because I do collect thimbles. Souvenir thimbles. Well, I had it wrapped up in a piece of paper that they wrapped it in. I bought two things in the same shop. I bought a surfing Santa, which is, of course, quiche, but cute. And I bought this thimble, and they wrapped each one up in a piece of paper. I saw them wrap it up, I was pretty sure I felt it when, you know, I took it from whatever I was carrying that day and put it in the suitcase. But I got home and unwrapped it, and there was no thimble in it. Fortunately, I only spent $3, so it wasn't a major financial loss. There would be many things that I may lose on a cruise I'd be much more heartbroken about, but anyway, I don't know. It's not like it was their only thimble. They didn't have to palm it and keep it. I don't know what happened. I have checked the suitcase, I've checked everywhere. The only place I haven't looked is under our bed. Like, it fell out and I kicked it under the bed. Seems unlikely. More likely I would have stepped on it and broke it because it was ceramic or porcelain or whatever they use for those. It's time for me to get my journals out that I have written on all the cruises because hubby and I were talking when we were eating today. He says, you know what I miss on the last couple cruises we've made is that lawn where they had this big patch of green and you could sit up there. And of course, at that point in time, I think it's because he could smoke there, and they have eliminated all of that on the ships as far as there are 2 areas to smoke on a ship, and they're enclosed away from everybody. So I think that's why he was remembering it with fondness, and I wish it was back. But it was nice because it was outside. You'd sit on deck chairs, and you were right by the ship's railing. It was a really nice place to be. Well, I can't remember which ship that was. I'm going to have to look in the journal. And, you know, he and I are trying to remember without, we have no memory, which is why I do keep a journal. But we've only run into it on one of the ships, and I guess they decided not to do it on the others. There usually is any number of things that are different with the different ships. It's the same cruise line, Norwegian, but they do make it different in many ways. Some are bigger, of course, some are littler, but based on that size alone will determine how much they have and what they have. They have gone to more entertainment on the ships as opposed to space just to chill. They might be trying to appeal to families that have kids, things for them to do, or the younger crowd. They set up for singles to cruise really nice. You can get an individual room. Usually the rooms are supposed to be double occupancy. They used to be, for two people. And they have set up areas that are just for singles, which is nice. I was walking through one area and I saw a lady setting up Mahjong, the real tile game, okay, which I love, but I have never actually played with other people. I have played a computer version of it in a number of different programs, but never actually played with any other people because I just haven't hit anybody that plays it. And so I went up to her and I said, you're getting ready to play, and kind of like, are you looking for people to join you? And she said, oh, I'm so sorry. She said, we have a group that we're set up to play with. I said, that's okay, I just thought I'd ask. But it's like, oh, I almost had a chance. I should have stayed and made friends while they played. Probably could have found one or two that would play a game or two with me as a beginner. I guess there is a ton of strategy about it. And as honest to gosh, I bought a book on Mahjong strategy. Haven't read it all the way through, leafed through it, read bits and pieces. It is a 300-page book on the strategy of playing this Oriental game. But I do like the computer versions because they always have such a nice soft voice. East wind, south wind. Well, I can't let a stream go by and not talk about the weather, but what I was thinking about was the fact that I had said up through today there was a possibility of pretty severe weather or whatever. Turned out it came through Saturday night, went again south of me and west, but they counted 8 tornadoes in one area of Kentucky, down somewhat near the Tennessee border down there. So, I mean, it was a legit serious storm, and I mean, it was January 1st. It's unbelievable to me that there would be tornadoes in January. I used to have to be concerned about how in the world am I going to get to work for this month of January, because, you know, it would be ice and snow and it's unbelievable. Now the weather has turned cold again because we are going to have a typical January now. The Arctic door is open and it is coming through in waves. But that was a serious storm. Nobody was hurt. A lot of damage. But nobody was hurt. So that's good. But 8 tornadoes all followed the same, sort of the same southwest northeast direction. All we got was 3 inches of rain. I mean, it is just like mud city out there right now because nothing's frozen. Suck the boots right off you. so close. Ugh. Can I do it? Probably not. I'm gonna do this one little bit here and I'll do the rest off stream. Finish it up tomorrow morning. Maybe watch some streams. So I do want to do a little bit of show and tell after this. And then I want to be able to get something to eat so I can eat and watch the game. this point, I'll probably just be watching the first half of the game and recording the second. I slept a little longer this morning than I have been, but it's, for some reason, once I wake up, I rarely can go back to sleep. I miss being able to do that. But like I said, this spinning is really, really relaxing me. All right. First thing we're going to start with is not hand spun. It's commercial yarn. And I can't remember if I bought this at... I bought it at Hobby Lobby, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, it's called... I need to move my... Hold on, let me move my spinning wheel out of the way here. I'm going to bring the table over to it anyway. So this is called Premier Puzzle. Super soft. It is acrylic, 100% acrylic. Bulky. Love knitting with it. Love. This is, I said I made 4 hats as gifts, and I was working on the 5th one for me. And I had 3 different colors. I had this tan gray color. This is my hat. Looks blue on there, but this is a brown, and this is a almost pinkish brown, and this is white. And so you can see how the if I don't fold the thing, this is how the colors stripe. Very subtle, very soft blended colors. And I have this, I have the green, which doesn't look like it has the variation in it, but it really does. Once you start getting a fair amount knit, it really does. And I have a gray, and I have decided that I want a gray. I'm out of this color, I'm not going to go buy more. I decided I'm going to take the gray and make myself a really pretty scarf to go with this. And they have a pattern on here that's knit for an afghan that I'm thinking I might do, or they have the old-fashioned ripple pattern. Then I really like that, right? And I think it would look really good with this variation. So actually that's the pattern I'm going to use, where it'll look like an afghan, but of course it's going to be a scarf width and out of this soft acrylic yarn. So this is what my Christmas knitting was, and it was quick. Make a hat in about 2 evenings of TV watching, and it's warm. I really love it. I don't know if the recipients love it. I haven't really heard back yet, but that's all I have left to do. I should finish it, but I've just had one of those days. I don't have the stick with it. Okay, so yes, everything is green. This is not green. I better put the other camera on. I'll just hold it here for a minute while I talk. No, I'll go to the other camera and talk, because I like to talk with a full face. Hold on a minute here. There we go. Okay. So, I bought that. You see the box over there, which has been the advent calendar from an Etsy store. And I always called her Something Wonderful Studio. I thought that was her name. And I get this or something, I forget what it was, but I keep then seeing, I bring her Etsy store up to put the link on here, and it would say Some Wonderful Thing. And I'm like, have I been calling her store name wrong? Have I been calling her business wrong? Right? Have I been giving her the wrong name? I actually even chatted with this lady. I through Etsy, I put an order in, because that's who this fiber came from. I put an order in. I sent her a message, and I said, I love the advent calendar. You do. I really appreciate all the colors you do and the meticulous work you put into the Rologs. So, I wanted to let her know. So, anyway, she didn't say anything like, I told her I was opening the Advent box on the stream. And she answered back and said, "Oh, that, I never usually watch Twitch, but it's intriguing. I went and watched a few of yours, and, I thought, well, when I was trying to figure out if I was calling her the wrong name, she didn't say anything." And she heard it on the stream. So here's the deal. I think her business name, which comes on the bill and, everything when you order from her, is Something Wonderful Studio. But her Etsy store is Some Wonderful Thing. I finally figured it out today. So I really wasn't calling her, and I probably will say Something Wonderful all the time because, that's what I'm used to. But she signs this Some Wonderful Studio at Etsy. So, she put a dash T in there, and you know what? She wrote me a note. I didn't see that. Happy New Year, Janine. She says, "I hope you enjoy these Fiber Arts goodies and would love to see your beautiful creations." And then she gives her various places that you can post pictures, which is cool. I have to check those out. So she ran a sale. She was having 40% off. In fact, I think it's still going on. And I was like, okay, I can't help it. Because this was Polworth. No, Blueface Lester. Can't even say what I love the best. I love Blueface Lester. And it is so soft. Even I had hubby feel it. And he says, "Is that wool?" Yeah, this is wool. Feels wonderful. So this is called Camping Trip. And you think you have a hard time thinking of names. That has to be the hardest thing if you're vending fiber, right? But this is called Camping Trip. 100% Blueface Lester. Pretty, isn't it? Awesome. Gonna be really awesome to spin. Fluffy. Oh my goodness. It is so nice. There's 4 ounces here, and you're of course supposed to hand wash it. And it says on here, Something Wonderful Studio. So now I feel better. I wasn't calling her by the wrong name. That's Camping Trip. Squished fiber. It's so nice. And then the one that wasn't green I was fussing about is because it's my favorite, pink and gray. I love pink and gray together. This is also 100% Blueface Lester. Get it in the camera. Isn't that pretty? I can't wait to spin. I'll probably spin this one first. This one is called Wine, Red Wine, and Chocolate. Yes, red wine and chocolate. And last of all, the best. I'll have to take these out. So she does the Rologs, right? This is called Holiday Sparkle Rologs. Red, green, and gold. With sparkle in them. I bought each one of these is 30 grams or 1.2 ounces. And actually, they're pretty much red and green. It just depends on, because it just depends on how much of the actual color you get in there. Okay. And you can see the sparkle a little bit. So they're red and green. They look like peppermint candy, don't they? So these have a listing of American Merino. So evidently this doesn't even feel like what the box is. It doesn't even feel as soft. The box is softer. So I'm real anxious to see if I find out what the box is. But these are going to be fun to spin. I'd love to spin these. These are like potato chips. You can't just spin one. I mean, they're just so much fun to spin. So my biggest decision is whether I spin it on the Roberta or on the Nano, because I won't do it on the R. Those are too big of bobbins. I will be doing just, small amounts. So probably because I have 3 packs of these. So that's 18 ounces. A little more than 18 ounces. Doesn't seem like a pound. That doesn't seem like a pound, but maybe it is. Yeah. I mean, the 2 packs are just 2 Rologs more than a pound. That was a good deal. That was a real good deal. So, dear friends, I am going to call it a stream. I'm sorry that it's a little short tonight, but it is day 9, and you've had 9 days now of it. If you're really jonesing for more, go watch my video on demand, okay? I did a lot. And I will be back tomorrow. Hang on. I gotta look up Discord real quick because I don't remember my schedule. What I said. Let's see. Tomorrow is the 4th, and I said 1 o'clock. I never do a 1 o'clock. We're gonna do a 1 to 3. I might be more awake then and less tired. And most certainly not have run a whole boatload of errands on the day before. So you all have good spinning, good day tomorrow, sleep well, and stay safe. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.